Social Evenings, a collection of pleasant entertainments for Christian Endeavor societies and the Home Circle, by Amos R. Wells, Managing Editor of the Golden Rule, United Society of Christian Endeavor, Boston and Chicago. Copyright 1894 by the United Society of Christian Endeavor, all rights reserved. Acquaintance socials. The social committee must not rest satisfied with its labors until everyone in the society knows everyone else. If you are pretty sure that this is not the case, then get up an acquaintance social. Distribute to each member a hectographed list of the entire society, including the associates. Provide each one with a pencil and command him to check off all members with whom he is acquainted, and then to proceed to hunt up and make the acquaintance of those he does not already know, not speaking during the entire course of the evening to anyone he does know. To facilitate this, provide each member with a small blank book in which he is to get the autographs of the persons who are strangers to him, submitting them at the end of the evening to the social committee as proof of fidelity. Dickens social. It is very easy to base an attractive social on the writings and characters of Charles Dickens. Many selections can easily be made, such as Sam Weller's Valentine, Pickwick Papers, The Death of Little Nell from Old Curiosity Shop, and The Child's Dream of a Star, and many others less familiar. There may be a general sketch of his life, and interesting papers can be written upon his travels in America, his work in the line of reforms, reminiscences of his public readings, his personal character, his letters, the general style and character of his novels, and his most characteristic creations. A pleasant contest can be introduced after the following style. Choose a leader who shall be provided with a list of Dickens characters, after each character being written the name of the book in which it occurs. Sides having been chosen, the leader is to give out the names of characters as in a spelling match, the contestants being expected to state the book in which each character is found. If he states it, the slip of paper containing the name is handed to him, and the side that is found, in conclusion, to have the most slips is the victor. Of course, many tableaux may be arranged if desired, and several pieces of music may be found that will be appropriate, such, for example, as What Are the Wild Waves Saying? Past and present socials. When refreshments are given with socials, a pleasant way is to have tables for the past and tables for the present. Set one table or series of tables with old-fashioned dishes. Light it with candles, and lay upon it old-fashioned articles of food, such as baked beans, brown bread, molasses cake, donuts, coffee, apple butter, cold meats, and the like. Garnish the present tables, on the other hand, with the finest cooking obtainable and the prettiest arrangements in the way of icings, flowers, and dishes. It will be well to have waiters properly costumed for the different tables, one set in old-fashioned garb and the other in the latest modern finery. Phonograph socials. Phonographs are now to be obtained by any society that is in the neighborhood of a large city, and there are few societies, even in the country, that cannot, by a little inquiry, get the use of one of these wonderful machines for an evening's entertainment. A large machine with an operator and a fine selection of songs and instrumental music, including pieces by orchestras and the voices of famous people, is not costly, and a slight admission fee at the door will pay all expenses. while the members will feel that the enjoyment which they have received is worth many times the cost of admission. Some member of the society should be prepared to sing into the funnel during the evening some grotesque song or spout some absurd oration that the phonograph may repeat back again. This will prove one of the most amusing features of the entertainment. Silhouette socials. Although this game is not sufficient to furnish an evening's entertainment, a half hour or more may be spent very enjoyably with it. Hang up a sheet in the doorway between two rooms and place one half the company in either room. Let light be on one side of the sheet only, and let the part of the company who are in the dark guess from the shadow pictures cast by the members of the other company the names of the persons casting them. Each side is to be given a guess in turn, the lights being alternately turned down and turned up on each side of the sheet. If the person is correctly guessed, the guessing side wins that person, and the game progresses, if the patience of the company and their interest hold out, until one side is abolished. Silhouette social number 2. Let the social committee draw, by means of shadows cast on white paper, the profiles of 20 or 30 of the members of the church and society. Let the vestry be darkened, and let these silhouettes be hung in turn upon a sheet, back of which is a strong light. The effect will be very pleasing. Give paper and pencil to all who are in the room, and ask them to write down their guesses as to the identity of the silhouettes, one after another. Of course, the persons whose portraits are thus presented should not only be prominent in the society, but should have prominent and characteristic features. Let nothing approaching caricature be permitted. So those are some of the many social evenings that Amos R. Wells has presented. There are 142 pages in this book, which is hand-sized. Most of the pages have a full description of a unique social activity. So there's clearly over 100 alphabetized ideas for Victorian era social evenings. Several of the social events require knowledge of history, vocabulary, current events, and other worldly understanding. Some are rather interesting, revolved around making a fool of oneself. Most of the activities are time-boxed and require a scorekeeper or supervisor to keep people engaged and the event in motion. One of the interesting social evenings is reading people's minds, but it's cheating. It's totally cheating. They've got the person who's in the room has a method for communicating with the person who was out of the room to give them hints and be able to read the minds. So it's very interesting. The author does acknowledge that there are extroverts and introverts. So many of the social evening scenarios include guidance on how to create a balance of involvement during the evening. He also will segment what he calls juniors, or the younger set, for certain scenarios that may be more age appropriate. Quite a few of the events are food related, probably to allow people to exhibit their talents in the kitchen and create some things to discuss with strangers. But he does caution in the beginning of the book that a social evening should not end with a meal. The majority of the social activities appear to be co-ed and are described in such a way that to me seem like speed dating opportunities for people to really mix and mingle. I definitely did not see or read a lot of what we might think the Victorians were doing, sitting still, drinking tea with their fingers up. There is a lot of encouragement to be very silly and to basically make a fool of yourself. So at all times, the author seems to be promoting participants' creativity, active mingling, and then just in general being carefree in mind and spirit. The most important thing seems to, no matter what your social strata or your ability to sort of make conversation, come one, come all, and have fun.